Hi yogis, my name's Bex. Welcome to my channel, Yoga with Bex. In today's practice, I'm going to be guiding you through a calf-friendly flow where we focus on working the hips. So we're going to start today in child's pose. So let's make our way onto the knees. And we can keep our knees nice and close together and the feet perhaps touching as we sink the hips back over the heels. Lowering the forehead all the way down to the mat and bringing the arms to the sides, palms facing up. Finding our balasana, child's pose. And just connecting to the breath, to the body. Noticing how you're feeling today, physically, mentally, emotionally. Start to send the breath consciously into the base of the lungs. Feeling the lungs and the tummy pressing against the thighs as you take a deep breath in. And exhaling to empty the lungs. Noticing if you're holding any tension in your jaw or your neck and letting go. We'll take a couple of breaths to center. And on our next breath in, we'll start to extend the right hand out in front of us, really reaching through the arm and through the fingers, feeling a nice stretch in the shoulder. And we'll do the same with the other arm, stretching out the fingers, stretching out the arms, feeling a sensation in your shoulders. Stretching through the spine as you press the hips down towards the heels. Utthita Balasana, extended child's pose. We'll come up onto tented fingers on the right hand. You can take a peek at me if you need to. Let's see if you can turn the head to look underneath the shoulder here. Pressing down through the left hand. And exhale back to center. Lowering the right arm and coming up onto tented fingers on the left hand. Starting to turn the head to look underneath the shoulder. And exhale back to center. We can bring the palms of the hands together just in front of us and start to bend through the elbows to send the hands to rest at the base of the skull. So the fingers are pointing up towards the sky like a little shark fin behind our heads. And we'll just see if we can inch the right elbow forwards, followed by the left elbow. Pressing down through the hips. Feel a nice stretch in the shoulders here. This is just another nice way to stretch out the shoulders at the start of your practice. Just taking a couple little movements, just like this. Maybe starting to sway from the hips. Take a nice deep full breath, and we can release the hands all the way back down. And we'll press into the hands, lift the head, start to make our way into our tabletop position. Shoulders are above the wrists. Hips are above the knees. And we can start to take some circles from the hips. So taking the hips out to the left, and we'll sink the hips back towards the heels, coming over the heels and out to the right. All the way over the hands and back. Stretching out here. We don't need to take this fast. Just really feeling through the body. And we can change the direction, taking the hips out to the right, over the heels to the left. Nice big circles. Working into any areas of tightness that you might be feeling. Good. All right, and we'll bring it back to neutral tabletop position. We're going to walk the hands about one hand width in front of us. So now the shoulders aren't quite in line with the wrists, really spreading through the fingers here. We're going to lift the right knee off the mat and kick the heel back, keeping a nice right angle bend in the knee. Good. And then we're going to squeeze the knee underneath, knee to nose. Inhale to kick back and exhale to squeeze it through. We're going to set the right knee down and bring the left knee just a little bit further in towards the center of the mat. And we'll do the same, lifting up the right knee, kicking the foot back, and exhale to squeeze it through, knee to nose. This time we're going to rock our body forward. So now our shoulders are directly over the wrists. We're going to see if we can cross the right foot to the left side so that the right knee is stacking in front of the left. We're going to take the feet as wide as we can so that the toes are almost touching the long edges of the mat. And from here, we're going to walk the hands a little closer into the body and see if we can start to sit the hips back. This might be quite an intense stretch for you, and you might be here with the hips lifted, or if you'd like to take it a little bit further, you can start to lower the hips. See if we can bring them all the way down to the mat so that the knees are stacked one on top of the other. It's quite nice to take a hold of the feet. And just see if your hips can sit all the way down between the heels. Coming into our cow face legs. We're going to lift up through the spine and open up the chest wherever you are. And if you are still with your hands on the mat and your hips lifted, finding space. Inhale, and on an exhale, we'll start to return to our tabletop position with our hands slightly in front, or our wrists slightly in front of our shoulders, spreading through the hands. We'll start to pick up the right knee, squeeze it forwards and uncross. Good. We'll bring the hands back, finding our neutral tabletop position. So this time our wrists are directly underneath the shoulders. And we'll extend the right toes back, tucking the toes underneath and just rocking our body weight backwards and forwards, stretching through the back of the legs. Good. And then we're going to start to rotate the body so that we come to rest on our left hip and extend the right leg out nice and long. We're going to cross our left toes over the right knee. Finding a comfortable seat, making sure your sits bones are evenly in contact with the mat. And then we'll inhale the right arm all the way up, really reaching. And on an exhale, we're going to wrap our right arm around our left leg, taking the left hand just behind us. And inhale to lift the spine and lengthen. Exhale, we're going to look over the left shoulder, coming into a twist. Inhale. And exhale to pick up the arms, and we're going to sweep the hands all the way around, coming into a counter twist. Inhale, back to center. You can stay here if this is enough for you today, or if you'd like to take it further, we're going to take a bend through the extended right knee so that we bring our right heel into our left hip. We're pressing down into the right big toe. Just taking a moment to ground ourselves down, making sure that the sits bones are still in contact with the mat. On an inhale, we'll once again extend our right arm all the way up and exhale to come into our twist once more. Placing the left hand just behind us for additional support. We'll inhale to lengthen through the spine and exhale to deepen our twist. Inhale and exhale. Inhale to pick the arms up, and once again we'll come into a counter twist. Checking in with your left big toe, making sure it's still pressing into the mat. Inhale and exhale to come back to center. We're going to take it one step further if you can. As we did before, we're going to see if we can stack the left knee on top of the right, bringing both heels either side of our hips. Once again, coming into our cow face pose. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, place the hand in between the shoulder blades, reaching towards the back. Nice, lovely length in the spine. And then we'll see if we can sweep the left hand behind us, coming into a bind, or you can hold on to the fabric of your top if you can't quite get the fingers to touch. And wherever you are in this pose, see if you can find a little more ease, a little more space, relaxing into the shoulders, opening up through the chest. Taking a cleansing breath. Inhale. And exhale to gently release the hold of the hands if you have them. Uncrossing the legs. And then extending the right toes out nice and long. And we'll uncross the left foot and see if we can turn it back, finding our tabletop position once more. Stretching through the right leg. Good. Coming back to a neutral tabletop. And we'll step the hands forwards. Got a little caterpillar on my mat that I'm trying to avoid with my hands. Okay, and we're going to lift up the left knee and kick the foot back. Exhale to squeeze the knee, knees to nose. Inhale to kick it back. And exhale to squeeze. Last one, inhaling. And exhaling to squeeze. We'll set the knee back down and then just shift the right knee in towards the middle of the mat. And then we'll inhale the leg back. Exhale to squeeze. And this time we're going to rock our weight forward so the shoulders are over the wrist, and see if we can cross the left knee over the right, stacking the knees. And then we'll bring the toes and the feet nice and wide as you can towards the long edges of the mat. Holding it here, and then we'll start to walk the hands in towards the body, starting to set the hips back. And this might be enough for you today, and we can stay here and find space, opening through the chest, or we might be able to sit the hips back a little more to our sit bones come in contact with the mat, finding our cow face legs. Knees are stacked one on top of the other. Heels are either side of the hips, and we'll lengthen through the spine and find some space. Inhale and exhale to start to walk the hands back, lifting the hips wherever you are, stepping the hands a little bit further forwards than the shoulders, and we'll rock the body weight forwards to uncross the legs, coming back to neutral tabletop, stepping the hands back, wrists underneath shoulders, and then we'll extend the left toes nice and long, tucking the toes underneath, and rock our body weight back and forwards, just to stretch out the leg. On an exhale, we'll start to drop down and rotate the body so that we come to rest on our right hip, and see if we can rotate all the way around to a seat. Crossing the right foot over left knee this time, keeping the left leg extended. We'll inhale to lift the left arm up, bicep by the ear, and then wrap the arm around the left knee. Sweeping the right arm behind us to find our twist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to deepen your twist. Pressing down into the right big toe. Inhale. Exhale, sweeping the arms all the way around, coming into our counter twist. Looking over left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, back to center. If you'd like to take the twist a little further, we can start to bend through the left knee, bringing the left heel to the right hip, making sure that our right big toe is still in contact with the mat. And we'll inhale, left arm up. Exhale to wrap it around the knee, sweeping the right hand around and bringing the base of the right hand to the base of your spine and allowing the arm to rest against the back, acting as a second spine. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to deepen. Inhale and exhale to pick up both the hands, coming into our counter twist. Looking over left shoulder. Inhale and exhale back to center. You can keep the legs here, or you may be able to stack right knee over the left and bring the right heel to the left hip, coming into our cow face pose once more. Really lengthening through the spine, releasing through the shoulders. We'll inhale the left arm up and exhale to place the hand in between the shoulder blades, noticing how you feel on this side. And then we can sweep the other arm behind us, taking hold of the fabric of the top, or coming into a bind. I am definitely much tighter on this side. Taking a moment to find ease and find space in this pose, relaxing into any areas of tightness and taking a cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhaling to release. We'll start to loosen the legs, extending the left leg nice and long, uncrossing the right leg, and then seeing if we can find our way back to our tabletop position with the left toes extended. And we'll just rock backwards and forwards a couple of times. Good. And we'll bring it back down, finding our tabletop pose. Walking the hands forwards and letting the heart space melt down to the mat, puppy pose, keeping the hips over the knees and lowering down, coming to rest on your forehead or your chin, stretching out the shoulders and the spine. Good. We'll inhale to come forwards onto the forearms, lowering the hips all the way down, finding our Sphinx pose. Taking the feet about shoulder width distance apart and engaging through the glutes. We'll bend through the right leg, right knee, and see if we can take a hold, pressing down through the right hip and looking back. Inhale and exhale to release, coming back to Sphinx pose, finding a little more space and lift. And then taking a bend through the left knee and maybe lifting the left hand, sweeping it behind and taking hold of the left foot, pressing down through the left hip. And exhale to release, back to Sphinx pose, finding more lift. Exhaling to lower all the way down onto the belly and bring the hands just underneath the shoulders, squeezing the elbows in to the ribs. We'll rest on our chin. Inhale to lift the chin, lift the chest, baby cobra. Pressing into the hands to find more lift, engaging through the glutes. Bhujangasana, full expression of cobra. Opening up through the chest. And exhale to lower all the way down. Pressing into the hands to lift the upper body, lifting the hips. And we'll find our neutral tabletop position, spreading through the hands. We'll walk the hands forwards, the hand width. And then inhale to extend the right toes behind us. Exhale to squeeze through, sending the body weight over the wrists and bringing our right knee to wrist. We're going to be coming into our pigeon pose. So the knee is directly behind the wrist and we'll start to shift the left toes back just a little, pulling our right hip back and lifting through the upper body. And you might have your hands flat on the mat here, or you might come up to tented fingers. So we're pressing down and letting gravity do the work for us on our right hip. Really reaching through the left toes. And then on an exhale, we're going to fold it forwards. So really stretching through the hips here, bringing the forehead down to the mat. And we'll take around 5 rounds of deep cleansing breaths here. Inhale, exhale, you should feel a lovely stretch through the right hip flexors. Really get deep into this area. It's amazing for the nerves. Inhale, exhale. And wherever you are on your next in-breath, we're going to look up. Walk the hands close into the body. Press down into the hands. And just step the front foot back. Finding our tabletop, walking the hands forwards. And then we'll extend the left heel nice and long. Exhale to start to bend through the knee. Bringing the left knee to left wrist, just behind. Coming into our pigeon on the other side. So shifting the right toes back. Maybe coming up onto tented fingers to open up through the chest. Looking up. And on an exhale, we'll fold it all the way down. So we're really allowing gravity to pull our left hip down towards the earth. And we'll melt our forehead down to the mat. Feeling the lovely stretch on the other side. Starting to slow our practice. Then we'll inhale to look up. Start to walk the hands in towards the body. And then slowly coming out of the pose. Finding our final resting pose today in child's pose. So we're going to take the knees out nice and wide. Bring the big toes together. Walk the hands in towards the body and sink the hips down to the heels. And then walk the hands out, reaching through the arms. And melting forehead and heart all the way down to the mat. Noticing how you're feeling after your practice. Hopefully feeling a little stretched, particularly in the hips and the shoulders. Melting the body into the mat. More gently make our way to a comfortable seat on the mat. Lengthening through the spine, taking any little movements. And we'll bring our hands to our heart center, thanking ourselves for our practice today. Bowing head to hands. Namaste. Namaste, yogis. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.